Hi students, welcome to online class. In this video, we are going to discuss about chapter 14, classes and objects. Now we are going to see the next topic, characteristics of constructors. See, it's a very important 5-mark question. We are going to discuss about what are the characteristics of constructors. So we already discussed about constructors and its types, and then we discussed about the functions of constructor. So at the time itself we discussed about a lot of things about the constructor. So here we are going to see some points, that is some characteristics. What are all the characteristics that the constructor have? What are the characteristics that the constructor have? So the first characteristic, the very most first characteristic is the name of the constructor must be same as that of the class. So the class name and the member function name, that is the name of the constructor and the class, are same. Can you understand, students? The member function name and the class name are same, then that is called a constructor. We have discussed in the previous videos. So whenever a member function name and a class name are same, then that member function is called as constructor. And then no return type can be specified for constructor. So there is no return type. There is no return type means there is no data type for constructor. There is no data type for constructor because it is not associated with any data type. It is not associated with any data type. So that's why they are saying there is no return type can be specified. There is no return type can be specified for constructor. And then a constructor can have parameter list. A constructor can have parameter list. So parameter list means we already studied about parameterized constructor. So a constructor can have parameters, one or more parameters. A constructor can have one or more parameters. Then the constructor function can be overloaded. The constructor function can be overloaded. So overloading of constructor is also possible. Constructor overloading is also possible. So one or more constructor can have the same name, then that is called constructor overloading. Can you understand, students? The constructor function can be overloaded means there may be one or more constructor in a class. There may be one or more constructor in a class, then that is called constructor overloading. We are going to study in the next chapter about this constructor overloading. Can you understand, students, up to this? So the constructor function name and the class name are same, and then the constructor is not related to any data type, so there is no return type can be specified for the constructor. And then a constructor can have parameter list. So parameters can be given for the constructor, and then the constructor can also be overloaded. The constructor can also be overloaded. Then constructor cannot be inherited, but a derived class can call the base class constructor. Can you understand, students? Constructor cannot be inherited. So you cannot inherit the base class constructor to the derived class. You cannot inherit the base class constructor to the derived class, but we can call the base class constructor. We can call the base class constructor from the derived class. Can you understand, students? So we cannot inherit the base class constructor, but we can call the base class constructor from the derived class. Then these things you can discuss in the inheritance chapter, right? So upcoming chapter, at that time we can discuss about the inheritance concept. At that time you can understand very clearly. Then the compiler generates a constructor. So the compiler will generate a constructor in the absence of user defined constructor. So this is another important point you want to understand. See, we are the user. We can define the constructor by our own. We are the user. We can define the constructor by our own. But if you are not defining the constructor, then the compiler will generate the constructor. Can you understand, students? So the compiler generates the constructor in the absence of. If the user does not define the constructor, then the compiler will generate the constructor. Then compiler generated constructor is public member function. So whenever the compiler generates the constructor, then it comes under public member function. Can you understand, students? Then the constructor is executed automatically when the object is created. So we are not calling the constructor. We are not calling the constructor like ordinary member function. See, add is a member function, display is a member function, means we used to call the member function. S.add, S.display. For example, S is the object. S.add, S.display. We used to call the member function through the object. We used to call the member function through the object. But the constructor is not called, it is not invoked by the object. The constructor is not invoked or called through the object or by the object. The constructor is executed automatically. The constructor is executed automatically whenever the object is created. Whenever we create the object, then the constructor is executed automatically. It is not invoked explicitly. It is not invoked explicitly. So a constructor can be used explicitly to create new object of its class data type. So we can create the constructor. We can create a new object by calling the constructor in an explicit manner. We can create another new object by using the constructor in an explicit manner. Can you understand, students? So these are some of the important points regarding the characteristics of constructor. So again I recall some points. The name of the constructor should be same as the class name. Then only it is called constructor. And then there is no return type for constructor. And then the constructor can have parameter list. And then the constructor can be overloaded. The constructor can be overloaded. And then we cannot inherit the constructor to the derived class. But the base class constructor can be called from the derived class. And then the compiler generates the constructor in the absence of user defined constructor. Then we know that compiler generated constructors is a public member function. And then the constructor is executed automatically whenever the object is created. We does not call the constructor. The constructor is executed in an automatic manner. Then a constructor can be used explicitly to create a new object. So I hope you might have understood this video. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.